inside my car. I got pictures, Kenny, I'm a lovable man. Gonna take you to the nearest store. I'm your vehicle, baby. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, honey. Say about that, I'm sure you know that I love you, I want you, I need you, I've got to have you. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. I do. If you wanna be a movie star, let me take you to a Hollywood. But if you wanna be just who you are, then I think that you really should. I'm your vehicle, baby. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, honey. Yeah, by that I'm sure you know that I love you, I want you, I need you, I've got to have you. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. You know I do. Inside my car, I got pictures, Kenny, I'm a lovable man. Gonna take you to the nearest store. I'm your vehicle, baby. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, honey. Oh, my life, I'm sure you know that I love you, I want you, I need you, I've got to have you. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. You, I need you, I've got to have you. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. Ha!
All right, welcome everyone. As we record this, we are broadcasting live and on video because it's a party here right now. The 1 year anniversary of the Vibecast, a podcast celebrating the fun, the music, the fans, and the musicians from the 20-plus year history of the Philadelphia-based band Chico's Vibe. Yeah, and if you guys noticed, that was my original intro.
Yes, it was.
Episode 1. I'm your host, John Parkinson. I'm here with producer Matt Kelly. And Matt, we're boldly going where no Vibecast has gone before. We are live without a net and with a house band.
I'm scared now.
The house band who's slacking over there. The Vibecast Vibe Tet featuring Tony DeSantis and the Big Tijuana Brass. We have a lot in store for this anniversary podcast, including more in-studio guests than we know what to do with. But Matt, reflecting back on 1 year of recording, 1 year of our podcasting, we've learned a lot and documented a lot about the stars of our podcast. They have fun bringing happiness into people's lives. They have Philadelphia in their DNA. They come from a perspective of you growing up in that Catholic Philly Archdiocese tradition. And at their core, they reflect the best of Delco's heart and soul. If there can be Delco royalty, Matt, we have Delco royalty right here. Am I pointing in the right direction? Yes, I am. We have Delco royalty right here. Yes, that's right. From Chico's Vibe, we have Dennis Chiquino, John Gephardt, and Ed Mount. I am happy to introduce you guys for our 1 year anniversary podcast. Welcome.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
Wonderful.
And John Parkinson, by the way.
Thank you. Before we go any further, with the festivities, just a reminder to Dennis that we are live.
We'll hear this over and over again.
But importantly, we're going to start strong. We're going to start right away now with our what?
Doc Strong. Coming on too.
Here we go. And so it begins.
Hey, man.
We're going to start right away with our special guest, who is not Doc Strong. It's not. It's not Rick Anthony. Everything I just said about you guys, take that. Everything I said about you guys, take that up a notch. For the person who's here that we're going to introduce, we consider him a friend of the band. He's played a small but very important role in the Chico's Vibe story. But his story really at this point, he's a Philadelphia icon. It's not an exaggeration. He's kind of Philadelphia family, making people laugh every day. You know, he's a Catholic school guy like we are.
What school?
Even though he's O'Hara, we got a Bonner, and, Carol, and Ed.
St. John Newman High School.
Yes.
Cricket.
That's where
Wait, something's wrong with my headphone. I cannot. I can't hear the applause. Something's wrong with the headphone.
There was none.
But when it comes to Delco royalty, I mean, really, he's probably the king of Delco.
Oh,
Yes.
So he's executive producer of the President Steve Show, and I'm privileged to introduce and welcome to the Vibecast and thank him for being here, Casey from President Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, Casey.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, my hair is terrible. Hang on one second. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was
Casey.
hi. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize my hair was so bad. I always wear a hat. So you know what? It's funny you said king, but I have actually called myself the unofficial mayor of Delaware County. So
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool with that.
But I mean, I'm in the presence of Delco royalty right now.
I don't know. But, I mean, somebody called us that one time. Oh, don't worry about it. It's a dog loving group here.
All right.
But I mean, if there's Delco, who else is ever played Casey? I mean, the Queen might be Tina Fey, you know, but she doesn't even live
Oh yeah, the Queen is definitely Tina Fey. Yo, Fozzie, come here, bud. Oh my goodness.
Al Albert.
But maybe Casey to start. Al Alberts.
Al Albert's like his Force Ghost or something.
Oh,
Be part of
Matt,
the
can we
story.
cut that off for But just to start, I got to thinking, you know, we've had a bunch of musician guests on the podcast, and then something we asked them is to talk about how they got started in a career in music, and I got to thinking that choosing a career in radio, you know, whether it's on the production side or on air, it's not unlike choosing a career in choosing to pursue a life in music, because you don't make that choice at the beginning. You don't make it thinking you're gonna make a lot of money. I think you make that choice. You make that choice because you love what you do, or you love the prospect of what you're gonna do. So I was kind of wondering when you kind of had an inkling that you wanted to get into the radio business. When did that?
Well, I mean, I got to be honest. Like, I really stumbled into my career. I have no talent like the rest of you guys, so I can't play an instrument. But yeah, so I mean, I really, I graduated college somehow. I was able to graduate, and I went to Ursinus in like 4 years. And when I graduated, I remember like walking out of my house after graduation, clean the dorm room out and everything, and I remember having this like feeling of despair. I'm like, oh, what now? I'm like, I have nothing to show for whatever I just did for the last 4 years. So
what was your degree?
It was communications.
Okay.
I went in pre-law, and I took like one like politics course, and it became very apparent that was not the trajectory for me. It was a lot of reading, and I don't really like doing that. So, but I spent that summer after I graduated college just lifeguarding and just trying to sort of figure some stuff out. And I was sort of like,
where did you lifeguard?
Well, I was doing apartment pools. So at that summer, I was doing, it was called Saybrook Village in Wallingford, Garden City, really. But I lifeguarded at Primacy Cane Swim Club for a number of years. And then, after working there, I did a whole bunch of like apartment pools. It's just better money. It's a lot easier. So, but I was at a crossroads, and my two choices were I was going to go to Connecticut School of Broadcasting or try an internship at Y100 at the time, which the building was over right by Grenada Mall.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of friends who worked there, and they got me in as an intern there. It was funny because I thought I was showing up for my my interview. And so I wore a suit and tie to my interview. It was actually my first day of work. I had, they just hired me sight unseen because I was working for free. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you want to work for free? You want to come here and clean the basement or wash the trucks or go get us something to eat for lunch or whatever, and you're going to do that for free? I was like, yeah, I'll do that for free. So, so when I did that, like, I just like dove right in, and that's all I did. Like, I just used all the money that I'd saved up from, working in the summer, and I lived off of that for the first few months. And then eventually I had to like get a job. But that's kind of how I got my start. I was as a promotional intern at Y100.
When did they start to pay you at Y100? Because eventually,
believe it or not, I got a paid gig fairly quickly. I'm trying to think here. Like, I would say by the spring. So I started like September of '97, and by March of '98, I was a part-time employee. And then by December of '98, just over a year, that's when I got hired as the producer for Preston and Steve show. Actually, at the time, it was Preston, Maryland, and Steve.
That's great.
That's a success story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like a lot of doors opened for me as it was closing for other people, So I got. It's not to say that I didn't work hard when I was there, but timing wise, everything just sort of worked out. And they hired me as the producer for, at the time it was Preston, Maryland, and Steve. And they paid me, I think I made like $17,000 a year, but I didn't care, I was driving it, I didn't have any car payments. I lived at my mom and dad's house. I was able to, all I had to pay was insurance and like my student loan once a month. And then everything else, like I didn't need that much money. So I was just happy to, have a job. And I didn't know, I could have never in a million years imagined that 24 years later, we'd be the number one show in the city and have been the number one show for 17 years. Crazy. Yeah. But
a little bit of a diversion, but just talking about Preston and Steve and Chico's Vibe. Do you remember the event where we first crossed paths? I know you went to school with Nick Corvino, so there's a little bit of a connection there. I think you did.
Yeah. Well, no, we both went to O'Hara. I don't think he and I were ever in the school. Actually, no, he might have been in there. He might have been a freshman when I was a senior.
Gotcha.
But that's what I think of. But yeah, I remember exactly where I was because, listen, I've seen a million cover bands, in my day, and you guys turned my head, in an instant. We were at the lofts at Valley Forge, I believe it was.
Yeah. That makes me feel so good.
O'Neill Properties.
O'Neill Properties, and I was there with Nick McElwain, and it was like in a conversation, and I don't remember what song you guys were doing, but I was like, hey, shut up for a second, and I was like, these guys are awesome, and so you guys
dived in the pool. That might have been
it wasn't that, but that was probably just the icing on the cake. But it was that particular event where I was the seed that was planted to have house bands at the Camp Out for Hunger. And so you guys were the very first house band that we ever had at the Camp Out for Hunger. And that
because I thought it was Chico's Vibe Urban Legend. I didn't think it was true, but it's Casey Conferno. We're the first house band.
Mm-hmm. Now, you guys, you're not the first musical act we ever had there, but it was one of those where, I mean, honestly, and I'm not just like blowing smoke here, like you guys completely helped change the complexion of the entire event. Like when we had you guys out there, and we only had you guys as a house band, like I think we ended up, it was just you guys one day of the week, and we loved the way that felt. And then it built, and I think it went from like one day to maybe we bookended it with house bands, and now we have house bands every single day of the Camp Out for Hunger. But like, since you guys were there and you guys know, like you've seen it grow in just in the time that you guys have been our house band. Speaking of which, can you guys be the house band for the first day of the Camp Out for Hunger this year?
Yes, we can.
Put you on the spot.
Right
That's
here,
not
ladies
putting us
and
on the
gentlemen.
spot.
This is where
we're
it
like,
happens.
please, thank you.
What's the date?
The date, first day of the Camp Out for Hunger this year is going to be November 7th, Monday, November 7th. And it goes that week all the way up until November 11th. And we'd love to have you guys, kick everything off.
Are you cool with us on wires this year?
I think we're good.
We're supposed to be. I have an idea.
We're supposed to be at the Rusty Nail.
We got the Rusty Nail.
Oh man. Well, You know what? Like, we'll hire some interns to help. Like,
coincides with the
Breakfast at the Nail.
Yeah, right. No, that we'll put it down.
Yeah.
November 7th.
Absolutely.
We'll be there.
Put it in a book.
Now you've seen us play a number of times, not just at the camp out, but like
Yeah.
events and things like that.
Wait a minute, we were up at Pius, St. Pius.
yeah, I seen you guys at St. Pius. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys always draw a crowd.
Yeah.
And you, I remember you said to me, we came off stage, we were hanging with you, and you said, "Hey, thanks for playing that song. What's the name of the tune?" The song I hate.
Oh, that song.
We're up
Yeah.
all night. We're up
Was it Bruno Mars? Was it Uptown Funk?
all night
It
to
might
get
have
lucky.
been. Might have been.
Get
Chico,
lucky.
Thanks for singing.
Casey, just
It was Get Lucky. That's what it was. It was Get Lucky. Well, I know Dennis loves all those new songs, so
I was going to say, to spare you to listening to the rest of our podcast, that's kind of what it is the whole time. It's but I wonder. I know there was a Fish song that we talked about learning for one of the camp outs, but if you've seen us,
yeah.
are there songs that you would like us to hear us play that you haven't heard us play? Like what kind of horn band stuff do you like? I mean,
Oh, well, so it's funny you should say Fish, but like, so Trey, the lead guitarist from Fish, he has a side project, the Trey Anastasio Band, and they have a whole horn section. Yeah, and they have a song. I mean, this song is straight fire. It's called "Push On Till the Day." Just amazing horn picks, just great guitar play. It's from beginning to end. The song is absolute fire. You should take a listen to that one.
Monica, did you write that down?
We're doing that at the camp.
Oh yeah, excellent. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would love that. So
a couple silly questions. We're trying to plot out and pitch to Netflix. Chico's Vibe, the Netflix series.
Okay.
Where each episode it's based on a crazy gig that we've done. Sort of like, I don't know if you ever saw that show Party Down. It's a catering company, and each show's a gig they do. But we've done theoretical casting for the show. We got Samuel L. Jackson as Dennis. But I was wondering, so if we do a camp out themed episode, what actor do we get to play you? Who do you see cast? And this is someone he's been on TV shows, right? You've been yeah.
So there are two obvious choices. The two obvious choices are Jack Black is choice number one. And then I believe the guy's actual name is Jerry Ferrara. He's the guy who played Turtle in Entourage. Those are like the two. Yeah. So if I go like this, you might. Yeah, I see that. So those are the two. But I mean, if you guys want to be nice, like Paul Rudd would be kind of cool. I'd like to see Paul Rudd play me.
We're going with Paul Rudd.
All right.
So far, nobody's answered any of our texts.
He'll still be younger than us by the time we do the show, too.
Nice.
Well, we mentioned Casey's name. Rudd will go
right after it. Yes.
Kidding me.
You see, I want to put an alien in the series, so we have some things. we have to
Okay.
work out.
My other silly. What?
It's later on, and like when they introduced Mork on Happy Days, it's later on in the season.
Or like that alien in Meatballs 2 for no reason.
See, he understands, and that was a big hit, Meatballs
Finally,
2. Everybody
someone-
thinks of that one
someone who
first.
understands
Oh,
that.
Yeah. All right. We'll have a side meeting.
All right.
All right. So my other silly question is: on air, I've heard you liken Yoko Ono singing to air being released from a balloon, and you guys actually demonstrated that on air.
Yes, we have.
Actually had that. We've had a discussion here on the podcast. If you had to pick, Dennis wants more alcohol. Sorry. If you had to
Well,
pick,
it is Monday, guys, you know.
Celtic Mist.
we've done this on the podcast. If you had to pick Yoko or Linda McCartney, Dennis picked Yoko.
Absolutely, I'm picking Yoko.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
What? Oh, well, hang on a second. Why? I mean, I've never even heard Linda McCartney sing, or have I? I don't know.
She's terrible.
She is?
Oh, isn't?
I'll take her over Yoko. I mean, sight unseen, I will take her over.
I don't know if it
Wait, Casey's talking.
I can explain McCartney's voice. He just asked.
Okay, go ahead.
Somewhere along the line, some engineer or something, they just threw out the Linda McCartney vocals, and they put. I might have been your station. was somebody, one of the radio stations.
They played isolated McCartney
Linda's
vocals.
singing on the tune we do, Silly Love
Silly
Songs.
Love Songs.
And it
Heard
was
that.
like, holy, I was going to say a bad word, but it was incredible. Incredibly bad. Hey,
I'll
Yoko,
still take it over Yoko. I'll still take it over Yoko.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to like.
He knows they might have Paul on the show at some point. So
we got Paul.
Probably not. Preston did interview him one time though, but I listen. I'll when I get done here, I'll listen to the isolated tracks, and maybe I'll take back what I said. But right now, I'm standing firm right now on Linda.
okay.
Wait, do you know why I like Yoko? She's an artist, number one. She's way weird and, could have ruined the Beatles, but McCartney said no, she really didn't. But she always puts John Lennon stuff out there for the public to see, even his drawings and all the stuff that wasn't ever released.
You know why? Because Yoko makes money off
Oh,
of that.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is she tied up right now behind the couch?
But I'll listen. That's fine. She can do all that stuff with the. Just don't sing. Just.
Oh man! Hey, one thing I was just curious about, because back in June I saw that it seemed like a really cool thing. The Preston and Steve show, Behind Casey's Back, planned a road trip.
Yeah.
You planned a road trip to Casey, to have Casey go across the country.
Oh yes.
And so Casey had COVID and couldn't go.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So they were going to surprise me at the Subaru broadcast. So you guys are at the Camp Out Progress. So you guys know that the company that donates the most amount of food to the Camp Out will win a live broadcast from Preston and Steve. And so our broadcast was supposed to happen, like it was a week after Memorial Day. And these guys all behind my back. It's been my lifelong dream just to drive across the country. I've brought it up. I've done the pitch, the sales pitch, like, hey, listen, I'll do it on the show. It doesn't have to be me on vacation. I'll do call-ins. And I always got no. And then finally, I don't know what Nick did, but Nick brought this to the table one more time without me knowing about it. And they all bit and they said, all right, let's do it. They planned it for months, from like February all the way up to June. They got my wife to be a part of it. She packed a bag for me. I had no idea what was going to happen. And then I ended up getting COVID. And the problem was that I just kept testing positive every single day. So I felt fine, right? Like I only had as far as my symptoms are concerned, I lost my taste for a day. And I was fatigued for a day and a half, 2 days. And that was it. And I felt fine for a week straight, but I just kept testing positive. And we just couldn't run the risk of putting me in a car, because I was going to go with our assistant program director, Chuck. And they couldn't risk putting me in a car with Chuck, getting him sick as we're driving across the country. Not to mention the optics of it all.
It looks like you're traveling across the country, spreading COVID to anybody you meet. So, yeah.
It's just bad optics. So they decided that morning, literally 5 o'clock that morning, because they were like, hey, you should test again one more time, before you come to the broadcast.
Why?
And I did. And so they ended up pulling the plug at 5 a.m. But we are going to do it. As a matter of fact, we're doing it in less than a month now.
Good.
Yeah. So, and there's going to be a couple of new little rubs. Chuck is not going with me anymore, because Chuck is also the program director for the Fanatic, and we're right in the beginning of the Eagles season, so he needs to stay back here in Philly. But so we're going to reveal who my driving partner is going to be on the Preston and Steve show at some point, probably in the next week or two. But we're going to leave Philadelphia on Monday, September 19th. And then we'll end up in LA by Friday of that week. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Do you have stop planned as you drive across, like St. Louis, Mount Rushmore, or whatever?
Yeah, so we're not going to be northern enough to do Mount Rushmore, but it's going to be Nashville, Monday night in Nashville, Tuesday night in Oklahoma City, Wednesday night in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Thursday night in Palm Springs, and then hopefully by the time the show's over on Friday morning, I'll be in Los Angeles. Hopefully I'll be able to do my last cut in with the show as I stand in the Pacific Ocean.
Oh,
That's the plan.
So cool.
and then
That's
I hope you're
great.
flying back.
Yeah, so and we'll fly back that Saturday. So we'll be able to tool around the city for a little bit, and I've never seen the Hollywood sign, so maybe I'll do do some of that touristy stuff. But
Do that whole time, do you have to walk around with like a satellite on your head,
Like Al Franken?
I don't know. I don't know what they have in store for me, but I will say that the plan is to drive the old Route 66 for a little while. Yeah. I'm also going to definitely stand on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, and do a lot of fun stuff like that.
Excellent.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Give me the stops.
Oh, geez. Casey, we do 66 is a
Yeah,
cocktail
so
song.
you go through
So-
St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City. Looks mighty pretty.
Amarillo.
You'll see Amarillo,
Gallup,
Gallup, New Mexico.
Flagstaff,
Don't forget
Arizona.
Winona, Flagstaff, Arizona.
Oh,
Don't
look, you can
forget
see
Winona.
Casey's image fading out. He's
Right.
looking-
Kingston,
That's enough, Kevin.
Barstow,
Yeah.
and San Bernardino.
Somebody's like, something's wrong with my dog. I have to go.
Oh, we lost him.
No, I'm still here. So Preston is actually from St. Louis. So the only thing that might change is I might try and make my way through St. Louis instead of Nashville. But it's really, for me, it's really important to make sure that we're stopped and I come. The Eagles home opener is that night, so I need to find a nice spot to watch the Birds play. And so whether that's in Nashville or St. Louis, I don't really care. So, but we have like a little less than a month to figure out all the plans. But the blueprint is there. The blueprint is definitely there.
That's great.
You should
That's
definitely
exciting.
bring the satellite.
Really,
there. Definitely bring.
What's
the
in
satellite.
Nashville? There's nothing to see there. Just go to.
All right.
It's
Well,
just bars and stuff.
that's right. All right. Casey's been very generous with his time. I'm
Thank you, brother.
going to let you get out of here. And I do want to let our listeners know Casey did this out of the generosity of his heart. He's not going to.
Oh, stop it. I love you guys. I'm honored that you guys asked me to do this. And, on your year anniversary, thank you guys so much for that. Yeah.
Anything else? We hit on a few things. You're doing the.
There's one thing we should say
Yeah.
that they had a guest drop out, and because of that airtime, they let us play that
Yeah.
medley.
That's right.
on
And
Beatles
that's
radio.
later on in the
Golden
podcast,
Slumber.
Ed.
After that was my phone blew up.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. We
yeah.
played Golden
That
Slumbers on
broadcast
air.
was
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys actually made Preston cry with your rendition of Golden Slumbers. I swear to God, he just absolutely. And now you guys can't not do that. So you have to.
No,
Yeah.
That and Get Lucky by Daft Punk and Pharrell. You have to.
Anything else you want to plug before you go? I mean, yeah.
Well, listen, Camp Out for Hunger. Camp Out for Hunger starts in the parking lot of the Xfinity Live parking lot. It's going to kick off on Monday, November 7th. Chico's Vibe is going to be there. They're going to get us, you guys going to get the crowd pumped, and we're going to get us all pumped. And we're so excited. We haven't had live music in the tent in, a couple of years now. So we're super jazzed that we're not only going to be able to do that, but that you guys are going to be the first ones to do so. So that's it, man. And thank you guys so much. I'm so glad I saw you guys at the Lost at Valley Forge, however many years ago.
Right, I
Yeah,
got one
thanks so
for you. I got one for you.
Oh, no.
Lost at Valley
Well, are you going to sing the jingles now?
I sang these specifically for you when I realized MMR was there. And nobody, I think me and Michael Tierson are the only guys.
That means Casey doesn't know him either. So that's
He told me to play more.
okay.
Yeah, just one quick one.
All right, let me hear it.
WM radio, WMMR Philadelphia. There you go.
We just
Thank you.
Well, yeah, with the 70s thing.
Standing ovation.
we just lost 10 listeners.
Thank you so much, Casey. It's really
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
It's an
Thank
honor
you.
and a privilege.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Take
All
care,
right.
Casey. Thanks.
Hey,
Casey,
I hear
Big
the
T, come on in front.
Come on out here.
Come on.
big Tijuana brass.
I mean, So that's Tony DeSantis, the Vibecast Vibe Ted, who refuses to appear on camera.
He wants to be paid in crackers.
Well, that was cool, man.
That was cool.
So
Yeah.
great.
Nice. So a little bit of a transition here.
And he's a good interview.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Who has to
he said
follow
he didn't
him?
have talent, but if you listen to him and you watch him and you see him at the camp out,
he's
you
just-
see how hard he works and
Oh,
how
yeah.
keeps
everything moving.
Yes,
Yeah.
what a talent he is. I mean, he is the executive producer. That's his role. And
That
it just
was
happens.
guys are bums.
We just lost the gig. But anyway, a little bit of a transition. We're going to bring in our in-studio guests in a minute, but I thought a couple things. I thought we'd do a little bit of it's our 1 year anniversary, a little bit of fun facts about the podcast. Of course, we've done 12 episodes. We're not calling this episode 13. This is season 2, episode 1.
All right.
That means we got renewed.
That's right, on the Vibecast. And the titles of each episode are based on a song we've talked about during the segment. So there's been 12 songs. 5 of them are from the 60s. 5 are from the 70s. 2 are from the 80s. Nothing after that. Just want to give them this maybe hints for later
I
choices.
feel my influence. On that.
We've plotted out 5 of our TV episodes. So I think for a season of TV we need 10. So we gotta do 5 more in our podcast season 2. We need to plot out some more episodes. We've had 7 guests in those 12 episodes.
we had a couple where we didn't have guests.
Yeah, we had
early
several.
on.
But it might have been the one where you said, I hate having guests.
Yeah.
It was at least one of them.
At least the first 2, I think.
First 2 we did not.
Yeah, we didn't have.
We will our most listened to episode is our first, probably because it's our first.
Yes.
Our second most listened to episode by far is
Big T's episode.
No, sadly, unfortunately, Rick Anthony and I had a contract dispute, and he could not be here tonight. But the second most listened to episode by far is the Rick Anthony episode. So there's something going on there that we don't
You
know.
have to even say that.
Well, actually, what it was Rick Anthony on 400 different devices.
That's
listening.
I'm pretty
to
sure
the episode.
he doesn't look it, but he's a smart guy. He probably
He went to Best Buy, logged on
doesn't
each
look it.
computer and all the rows, and
But-
paid little children to listen to the episode.
But
I don't have any proof of that. But
it's been a fun time. We've definitely had, I think, a star of the podcast. All 3 of you guys have been awesome, but the star has been Dennis Chiquino, I think.
Me.
We've deprived him of his lounge chair for today's episode.
What's that thing?
So as a reward for that, I thought we'd play,
yes.
Matt, we got it, the best of the worst of Dennis Chiquino.
Oh, this is great.
Because like when Chico's Vibe started, I was still in my 40s, I was skinnier than this. Long. Oh,
the ponytail?
All the chicks were digging me. Then as I get older and fatter and grayer, and you guys know how Yadish was discovered?
Yeah, by Karen Chorney.
Well,
Yeah.
no, she had nothing to do with it. She had a little bit to do with
No,
it.
they went to school together at Temple.
Holly asked me if I wanted to go see Karen's recital at Temple.
Oh,
Like
wait,
when
you made it seem like Karen didn't have anything
she
to
didn't
do
have
with it.
anything to do with it. I feel bad because she's dead. But and I'm going to argue with you here because I think the Narberth League back in the day was the best.
It was.
The Narberth League.
But that was
Wrong,
a league.
You had all those
Wrong
guys from the
podcast.
city coming out.
He just doesn't get the love
All
train.
right, does
He
not
just
get
doesn't
it.
understand the love train. He doesn't get the
You gotta
concept.
watch him.
Still the best. Half were singers.
Oh,
I was a dancer.
I was a dancer. You put that
I
in
forgot
there.
what the question
I
was.
didn't see that one coming.
And this is
Did
the
I
honest to
interject?
God truth.
What the hell are we talking about?
You told me he's going to go to me first.
What was the question?
Well, I'm talking about my Irish, how I became the king of Irish music.
Boogie Shoes medley.
Right?
Wait.
Well, we do it all the time. What do you mean deep?
Let him explain.
Let the man speak.
I
For
hate.
God's
I
sake.
hate with a burning passion the Boogie Shoes medley.
Listen, there's more songs that I hate, but that we have to keep. Like, do you think I want to sing "Run Around Sue"? Even like one more note in my life? Get the F out of here.
Yes, John
Me?
Gephardt.
I
Gabby
just-
did it once before.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Get back.
Picked that last month.
I did not. Oh, for God's sakes.
Oh, forget back the Beatles. Did we pick that song?
No, he didn't pick that.
I
last
can't believe it hasn't.
Hey, folks, I just want to say thanks a lot so much for these podcasts because I'm not coming back to do any more.
one.
Uh,
Oh my God.
Oh, that was
you couldn't hear most of those, could you, Dennis?
I couldn't hear any of them.
Yeah, that's you.
that was gold.
All right. Tony, can you play something? Because I can't talk right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ed. Do it, Ed. Chime in. Woo!
Cool trumpet.
All right.
That is-
Big T.
The Vibecast Vibe 10 featuring Tony DeSantis.
I like
Tony
that. He doesn't
DeSantis.
look it. That's the greatest line.
Featuring Tony DeSantis and the Big T, Awana Brass. All right, it's time to bring
He has a sandwich named after him at Primo's. But you don't have to get the hot peppers.
Look at my cause, Jimmy.
You can get Big T without the hot pepper.
All right, it's time to bring, to the extent they want to be brought in. Where's Monica? Okay.
There's
It's time to bring in our in-studio guests. We have the judge himself, Tim Bowman,
Yes.
Judge Timbers.
Hi, everyone.
We have Donna Kelly way in the back.
Where's Donna?
Back there.
Or is Gia here? Did she leave?
Gia's in the back.
Oh,
Probably
there's Gia.
upstairs.
She fell asleep.
And maybe Monica Marsturbano, the mom of the band.
They're in the green room, I think.
She will
Upstairs
not
in the
have
green.
that title.
Okay. And online, we have the winner of the Chico's Vibe online
Absolutely.
fan essay contest. That's right. We have Sue Boyd Gillespie.
Oh, boy.
That's right. I like to call her SBG.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sue Boyd Gillespie, the notorious SBG.
Thank you. Yeah, that'll work.
Ah, so
Well, someone's behind her.
so we have Sue on. Oh, we have yes.
Yeah, Brett Michaels.
Brett
He's
Michaels
always with me.
is
He's
also
always
one of
with me.
Ain't nothing but a party.
not almost as big a star as Casey.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
So to quote Dennis, we have Sue online so that we can enjoy putting her on mute whenever we want to. And
Uh-huh.
Sue won our essay contest. The title of her essay, some people would call it a manifesto,
Oh,
was the profound societal influence
wow.
of Chico's Vibe,
Are you in
Yes.
the log cabin by
Sub-
yourself right now?
subtitled Why
I might
Baldy.
be it. I might be.
Wait, her subtitle of the essay was Why Baldy is My Favorite. That's what
That's right. That's right.
That's right. All right. So as a way to recap some of the podcast moments and also really to test, we lost to test the dedication of our guests today and people, anybody who's online. We're going to play a game of podcast trivia that we're calling Chico Quizzo.
Woo!
So we will have up to 3 rounds of questions, each round getting progressively harder with the questions based on the podcast.
Other girl.
Yeah, can we get?
It's like a Game of Thrones episode.
Can we-
Where are the women?
Yeah, clearly we know the real fan. I just want to say we know who the real fan is, boys.
Oh, she
That's
might have
right.
got a work
Yeah.
Oh, so only the two. So we'll do the first round, and only the 2 top scorers will advance from the first round, and then rounds 2 and 3 will be elimination rounds.
Oh, wow.
If there's still a tie at the end of all 3 rounds, we'll do a tiebreaker.
You thought this
So it's
out,
just going to be like Quizzo.
Are we in on this too?
No,
Or just
because we
them?
were just them.
Okay.
So there are
So I'm not in on
So don't blurt out any answers.
no blurting.
Cos, where's
Did
Monica?
you hear that? She's right behind you.
Monica?
Listen,
Oh, wait,
I'd
that's
like
the
to
one.
say before you mute me that I thought this was audio only. So clearly I would have like
Wait, how
brushed
did
my
Brett,
hair, or
if you thought it was audio only, how did Brett Michaels make it
Well, I
into the
thought you guys could see me, but I didn't know it'd be streamed on like. Hey, look, I don't even have any make. I got nothing. No lips.
You look great.
Matt, put the
Right.
filter on.
Now I'm ready.
Are you in a different part of the country, like where the sun is still out?
Yes, I am.
Is the sun still
Never-
out now?
It
Yes.
is.
Oh,
You
sorry.
never know where I am. It's always a
Because we're
mystery.
12 leagues below the sea.
Yeah.
Always a
There's a
mystery.
dungeon down here.
So there are going to be. We do have fabulous prizes for the winners of the Chico's quiz. 3 prizes, and the top prize, the winner of the podcast, will receive a top prize valued at $200.
Thanks, Molly.
Where did we get that money?
Whoa! What are we winning?
Well, you got to see the prize at the end. It'll be revealed.
Oh,
at the
okay.
end. It has been valued at $200.
Don't get
Doc-
too excited.
Oh, for God's sake!
Scoring will be on the honor
Say we're in
system.
it or not?
No,
Pay no
It's our-
attention to them.
it's our guests.
Yes.
Don't blurt an answer. You were part of the
Yes.
all the podcasts. This is to test our listeners
Just
I
sit
won't.
there.
and anybody online.
Just sit there and eat your pretzel.
I'll read the questions for. We got to do.
I don't like
Theoretically, this was supposed to be quick.
It's the lightning round.
I'll read the questions. You will write your answers. I'm not going to give you too much time. Then I'll reread the question with the answers, and then we'll go around and see.
How many?
You're going to see how many you got right.
Make sure
Right.
no one's
And
cheating
then,
or sharing answers.
So
Ed, watch them. I don't
you're
trust them.
ready. This is round 1. That's right. Round 1 is the easiest round. The first question is kind of a gimme. Yeah, but you're not in the.
He's going to blurt an answer out. I know it. It's going to happen.
There are 4 recurring podcast segments. One of those segments is used to name each of the podcasts when they're posted online. What is the name of that podcast segment? I got more questions. What musical group whose songs include A Taste of Honey and Spanish Flea have been mentioned on the last 8 podcast episodes?
I know.
A snowstorm slip and fall resulted in Dennis bringing what to a wedding? What is Ed Mount's favorite movie soundtrack?
Mm.
Try not to say it.
Okay.
Let's try not to say it.
What farm animals enthusiastically herded to listen to the music of Chico's Vibe at a Vermont wedding?
My favorite animal's the liger.
Wait, what was that? What farm animal?
What farm animals enthusiastically herded to listen to the music of Chico's Vibe at a Vermont wedding?
Oh, okay.
Heard it like HEA.
Now I get it.
No.
Right?
Herd. H-E-R-D. Herd.
On a St. Patty. Last question for the round. On a St. Patty's gig featuring the kings of Irish music, what type of instrument did John McKeever crush?
John's online too. I wonder if he'll get that one.
All right, you ready? Does everybody have their answers?
You guys actually have to write them down?
Well, they don't have to, but okay. So the question 1, 4 recurring segments. What's the name of the segment we base the podcast titles on? It's called Songs from the Set List.
Yep.
What musical group? The name of the group is Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
Oh.
The snowstorm gig. What Dennis brought to the wedding was dog poop.
On him, by the way.
Ed Mount's. If anybody got this wrong, they're out. Ed Mount's favorite movie soundtrack.
Star Wars.
Oh,
Oh, did I get it wrong?
yes.
The heck? What is it? Ghostbusters?
Superman.
Oh, Superman, Ed. I'm so
Sorry.
sorry.
Oh, okay, never mind. Everybody got it wrong. Ed.
I'm so sorry.
The farm animal is a herd of cows.
Yes.
That's the coolest thing I ever saw.
And the instrument that was crushed by John McKeever is a bagpipe.
Yep.
All right, let's run around the room. Donna Kelly, how many did you get? 3.
3.
3.
You say 12?
3. Oh, Gia got 0. She will not be moving on to the next round. Tim, what you?
I'll be honest, 2.
2. Okay.
Sue got 4.
Oh, so we have Sue and Donna and Monica are moving on to the next round.
Woo!
Honey, I'm so proud of you.
All right. Sadly, Tim and Gia will not be receiving a prize today. There are three prizes. They can go to the table and drink.
But you win the home
Somebody
version.
needs to break out the champagne too.
Oh, yes.
All
Here's
right.
your parting gift.
Continue, John.
Round 2. These are slightly more difficult, except for Donna Kelly. The first one's not going to be difficult.
Uh-oh.
What instrument? What?
She has a little bit of an in.
She does, yeah. What instrument did John Gephardt start on?
I think I know that. I want to jump back in round 2.
Question. What? I didn't. Okay, ready? Number 2. What Russian historical figure is Dennis's choice to play Tony DeSantis in Chico's Vibe, the Netflix series?
Dear God. I got that wrong.
What band did Ed see on his first date with his wife Sue?
Oh.
Trick question. Just letting everybody know. Trick question.
Uh-oh.
It's not that big a trick, but still. When asked what superhero he would choose to be, John Gephardt named this Japanese action hero. Question 5, the last question for this round. What exactly did Dennis yell at Tony DeSantis about the love train? That has to be an exact answer. All right. Does everybody have their everybody have their answers?
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
Got him. I'm ready.
Okay, we're ready. What instrument did John Gephardt start on, Mr. Gephardt?
The accordion.
Oh, shit.
It's a sister, for God's sake.
Yeah. Monica got it.
Monica, my Monica. I'm so proud of you, honey.
Not that there's
What?
any other
Yeah.
monikers.
Right.
What Russian historical figure is Dennis's choice to play Tony DeSantis?
In the Netflix series.
And- Okay, tell
I'm
him.
going to give the answer.
Rasputin. Who got it?
Oh, God. I didn't get that
Monica
either.
got it.
Because we were in bed picking them out like, oh,
Not
that looks
doing-
like Tony.
We're live.
Hey,
The podcast
whoa,
is
whoa.
live.
This is a family atmosphere here.
What band did Ed see on his first date with his wife Sue?
Wham. Come on. That was a good guess.
Ed Mount. What band?
It was the John Hoey Orchestra.
Oh. I think I lost.
When asked what superhero he would choose to be, John Gephardt named this Japanese action figure. Go ahead,
Anyone?
Gotta be
Ultraman.
John. Wait a minute. Look at what we have for John today.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Pass it over to
Yes.
him.
Yes, man.
Courtesy of Tammy's Handmade Pillows.
Oh, wow.
We have an Ultraman pillow. We presenting it to John today on the podcast. And seriously, Tammy's Handmade Pillows, you can get as many Ultraman pillows as you want.
Is that
Tammy,
Holly's wife?
yeah,
She makes pillows.
she makes pillows. Yeah, she does a ton of them. Check out her Facebook
Yeah.
page. Seriously.
Very
Ultraman.
cool.
fan
I mean,
of
I
Chico's
always liked her. She's very
Yeah,
unique.
she's
very
awesome.
creative.
I can also- I can also change my size.
What exactly did Dennis yell to Tony DeSantis about the love train?
Favorite thing I ever said.
I'm not doing it.
Wait,
No.
You have to say that
Tony,
again.
come
Monica-
through.
Monica said-
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen.
Here it goes. You're not in the screen. All right.
Do you or do you not understand the concept of the love train?
That was the correct answer.
That's the correct answer, which I think nobody got.
Yeah.
So let's see. Sue, how many did you get?
Oh,
Sue gets third prize.
I'm out.
You have to set the Brett Michaels thing on fire.
You know what? You didn't ask me any. One of my answers would have been the Brett Michaels band, but I was going to say that for what Ed and Sue saw, but
What
it
was
was
the
Yeah.
first
wrong, so.
instrument?
Dennis, notice how she said the Brett Michaels band?
I did.
'Cause
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say
Poison.
on the.
I could say Poison, but I have more fun with the Brett Michaels band.
Okay.
Sue, what did you have as my first instrument that I played?
I put the piano, Gab.
Yeah.
I
Wrong.
started out on the piano.
Alex Trebek's liable to come over there.
All right.
Wow.
Your face
Wait,
off.
so Don, how many did you get? 2, Monica. That means we go to round 3.
Oh God.
Oh.
And we have a fabulous parting gift.
Oh, no, I'm going to round 3. Come on.
You're out for round
Come on.
3.
That's all right. I'll play anyway.
You're
It's
out.
okay.
Get her out.
I'm going to play.
You win. I don't know, Mac. You win a Chico's Vibe. Are these called cozies or koozies?
Oh, I got a koozie. That's good. I'll take that.
Chico's Vibe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yay.
that's our lucky.
Made by a bride we played for.
Yes.
Made by a bride,
That was-
handmade.
Kristen Adams Coletti down
Yes.
in North
Yes.
Carolina.
That's
paint-
awesome. I
painted
love
it.
it. I love my prize. I'm happy.
Okay. Round
Whatever.
3.
Whatever.
These are hard.
Monica, but I found it in the trash.
These are
Yeah,
these are
it's nice.
difficult.
Fine. I'll take
Put
it.
it on round
Matt,
3.
squeeze my head.
Matt, now's the time to put Sue on mute. She's on.
Matt, squeeze my.
No, what
All
was,
right.
round 3? What was Dennis's first? These are difficult questions. What was Dennis's first major concert that he went to with his mom?
Oh,
Oh.
nobody.
It's early on in the first podcast.
And
I don't
Dad.
even remember.
Oh, there you
Al
go.
Alberts.
Who? Who was the podcast's first guest?
Mhm.
First guest.
I remember that.
When asked to name a favorite love song, Ed Mount chose this song about Elvis and a city. What? No. Oh wait! Last question for the round. Who is the wild card choice to play Dennis on Chico's Vibe, the Netflix series? You got a hint earlier.
The latest Spider-Man. What?
Oh.
All right.
Toby,
Dennis's second question was, who was the first podcast guest?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this might be a big goose egg, but that's okay. Who was Dennis's first major concert that he saw with his mom? Dennis
Monica, do you have a shot at that? Brenda Lee.
Brenda Lee's
At
coming
the
on strong.
Steel Pier.
Question 2: who was the first podcast guest? Close. It was Matt Gallagher.
Matt Gallagher. Yeah.
Calling.
This one you're never gonna get. When asked to name a favorite love song, Ed Mount chose this song about Elvis and a city. But you don't even remember, do you? Walking in Memphis.
if you said the Jungle Room, I would have.
Because then Dennis goes, they don't even mention the word love in the whole song.
It's about Elvis, man. You know, it's about like a guy going to see his idol.
Okay, this was somebody got together because I said this earlier.
You love an idol.
Who is the wild card choice to play Dennis on Chico's Vibe, the Netflix series?
I don't know. Who you got the better answer to this?
John Rhys Davies.
Anybody? Who?
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
You said that earlier.
I
We
know.
did.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
Sorry, John.
So we're gonna have to figure out. We have a tiebreaker.
Do we have a tie going on back
Yeah, they guys both got 0 on this. Tiebreaker. What is Dennis's favorite Chico's Vibe song to play?
I don't even know.
Oh, you gave the answer.
Is that the name of the song? No, I'm kidding.
No. Dennis's actual podcast response was, "I hate them all."
Monica, you should have got that.
All right, so we
They're playing
yes,
tic-tac-toe
that was the
back
answer.
here.
I
They're
hate
not
them all.
even doing
Wait,
a
somebody
answer
put an
time.
answer in.
Vehicle. I love Speedy.
Speedy Racer wins. That could be the
Sweet Carolina.
All right, so I don't know how to do the tiebreaker. I got 2 prizes. I know.
Look at Rick Anthony coming in with a bad fact. Rasputin was French.
So I'll let you guys pick between the
Nerd.
second prize and first prize.
Wait, who won?
It's been
Well,
it's a tie.
They have to pull this thing like a wishbone,
It-
and whoever gets the bigger part of it.
All right,
keeps
wait.
it.
I have a tiebreaker question.
Wait, Dennis has a tiebreaker question.
Tiebreaker question. Who is the most important member of Chico's Vibe? That's Tony D.
That's right. Tony DeSantis wins.
Or name 2 members of the original Chico's Vibe that nobody knows except us.
He wants to win a thing. That's why he's.
Do you know them though? That's a trick question.
Ed Mount replaced one of them, and
Oh.
Parky
They're
replaced
not
the
going to
other.
know them.
They'll
Forget
never
it.
get
Let's
that.
just-
Can I just
No,
say
but
that
that's
this
a
is
good
going
guess, but it
on
wasn't.
Yeah,
way too long?
So I'm going to let you guys pick. Second prize is the official T-shirt of Chico's Vibe, the official Tony DeSantis Chico's Vibe, the Netflix series T-shirt. This goes to our lucky.
That's good.
It is.
It's all connected, folks.
So if anybody wants that, this is prize number 2. Or if somebody prize number 1 valued at $200.
Uh-oh.
This one's gonna be. It is in fact an autographed picture. Can you put that up on the screen? An autographed picture of John Gephardt. He signed it for. He signed it for the winner.
Right,
Says,
Monica.
the winner, you're the best.
You're the best.
That's what,
Oh, that's the one where he's a little cheeky. He's a little cheeky. He's like,
okay, there you go. We have her.
he's like, what chord am I thinking of?
You know what's great? It goes back to Monica.
Do you guys have that in any wallets? Gab, do you have any wallets of that?
I could get
Oh,
them
I
for
need
you.
a wallet too, Ed.
Anybody wants to put an order in, let
Then
me
I'll be
know.
like, who's that? Oh, that's Colin, and that's my wife, and that's
Oh man.
that's my friend Gabby.
So
When
do
he went
you
to
guys
the woods.
do you want to keep pushing forward? We can take a break. If we take a break, Matt's ready to play some music.
Matt's going to play some stuff.
Yeah,
We're
let's
going to
wait.
lose all these people.
What do these people
No,
want?
he won't
What do
lose
you
if he
guys
plays
want?
what I
Do
think
you
we're
guys
going
want
to
us to
play.
go on break or keep going?
Oh, Tony wants to
Oh,
play.
Tony, come up front and center.
Kneel
Got it.
down.
There's a thing called a camera. You have to get in front of that.
I want to hear
The camera's
Java.
right there.
Edison invented one in
That's
the
it,
early.
There you go.
There you go. Get down closer.
That's it. There you go.
As cha-cha girls will love this the other night. Donna, let me see you do the cha-cha.
Ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen, the Vibecast
I
510.
like the next section.
We gotta keep moving the. What time is it, man?
It's 8 o'clock.
Anyway,
Okay, let's keep moving the. It's an hour. We're gonna keep going.
that Gallagher
Yeah.
used to be my favorite trumpet player.
Not anymore.
Until
No.
this moment.
Tony, and he's ultra talented. Keeps super. He taught a jazz camp this
Did
past
you
week.
teach Gallagher when he was young, too?
Yeah. Just say yes.
He said yes. All right, we're taking a break.
No, that was the
He
break.
just said we're going to keep going.
That was the break.
Yes.
Okay.
Since Casey
What kind of break is that?
Meltdown in 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1.
it's good to see. Dennis, have you slunk down?
He has. It's getting lower and lower on the couch.
Hand it to Monica. Tell her to
Dennis
fill me up.
Chiquino, relaxed.
Help me out.
There you go. There you go.
Jeez. I was about ready to take a nap. Yes. Thank you,
Your
Ed.
headphones are on.
Is there any
That-
ice over there?
Then did you take your pills?
I did.
Okay, good.
They haven't.
Oh
kicked
my
that
God.
out.
So
You
since
know, wait a minute. Speaking of, did I take my pills? You know what I got to? Oh shoot! It's in the car. I said shoot.
you did.
My benzocaine pen. My tooth is hurting so bad. I'm supposed to get a wisdom tooth out
There goes
on
one
Friday.
listener. There goes 2 listeners.
You know, they're gonna like
There goes
put me
4
under and all
listeners.
this. Monica tells me today you
There
can't
we're
do
down
that.
to no listeners.
You have a gig. You have to play that night. I said, yeah, I gotta play. We're at the Trump International Wedding. She said,
Yeah,
you
let's.
can't play
You know
'cause
what? We're gonna play a video so Dennis can get his
packet, and then they're going
his benzocaine, so we can stop.
MR Rocks with Preston and Steve.
I want to give the airways of WMMR to these guys to play this song for you. So let's hear for Chico's Vibe, everybody.
Thank you, Preston. Once there was a way to get back homeward. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Golden slumbers fill your eyes. Smile await you when you rise. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Once there was a way to get back home. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Boy, you're gonna carry that way a long time. Boy, you're gonna carry go. Wow.
MR Rocks with Preston and Steve.
We're back to the Vibecast
Yeah.
with Vibecast Vibe Ted in the background. And Ed Mount.
Ed, get back here.
Ed Mount flying to be back just in the nick of time. So that performance was from 2012 at the Camp Out for Hunger. It was actually the second time we played that song at the Camp Out for Hunger.
Yeah.
But that year was the year that they let us play it on air and live, and they recorded and they posted it. It is our Chico's Vibe most played YouTube video too.
Oh yeah.
But it ties in with, we had Casey. So I thought this was our opportunity to do another plotting of another Chico's Vibe, the Netflix episode, and talk about. So the episode would be the Camp Out for Hunger, but we kind of create that out of the best elements that we've had out of. Have we had some worst elements there?
Up and down. Sometimes I can't hear and I come out with the wrong stuff.
Oh, there. No, that's not at the camp out. There was no dog.
Just the camp out.
Yes.
Oh, I'm at my best when we play the camp out.
Of course.
So if you've been watching from the beginning,
if
or if you're listening from the beginning, or if you haven't, we got the camp out gig because we met Casey at an event.
O'Neill Properties.
O'Neill Properties for the opening of the Lofts at Valley Forge. And the location that we first played, it was in 2009. It was Camp Out for Hunger. The location wasn't where it is now. It was like out Germantown Pike. What was the?
It was the Metroplex.
Yes, Metroplex. Plymouth Meeting. And I actually kind of liked that venue, even though it's more impressive.
The whole time, easier to get to. They have more space at Xfinity.
And the whole time you're going, am I in the right place? Because it's like 5 a.m. in the morning,
Yes!
like 4:30 or 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, right where what's the music store there?
George's.
Yeah.
No, Guitar Center.
Guitar Center.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Sam D'Amico's.
Sometimes I've driven to that gig, still asleep.
Yes.
Actually,
Well, that's
do you have one of
falling
those
asleep
new
because I haven't
self-driving?
slept yet.
One thing I
cars?
want to get it. I'm sorry.
No. I was just wondering if he had like a new Tesla that like just drives, like
Yeah.
he goes to bed in the back and he just goes, take me to
Siri,
take me to gig.
Yes.
To gig. Then you just go to bed and it's like, that could be in the episode.
So that's
Yeah,
one of the.
Hasselhoff and like Michael Daniels.
Yeah, right.
The William Daniels to redo the voice of Kit.
Yes.
Michael.
I can't wait
Chico.
for Samuel L. to play me and drop
Chico.
F-bombs all over the place. He's the best at that. Him and Danny Aiello.
Oh yeah.
Danny Aiello. That's a casting we didn't even think about, but
Yeah,
that's
I
a whole.
know.
That's we saved that for a season 2 episode
love
too.
him.
Yeah, he's great.
My mother was on death's doorstep, and then she got up and started cooking for everybody. Danny Aiello, Moonstruck.
That was great. Ed.
She gets up, she starts cooking for everybody.
She was white as snow.
All right, so we've gone
Her
off the
life
rails
had left her body.
pretty much.
But the thing about the camp out, what you talked about, was how interesting. There's 2 things about getting up early in the morning. One, what a huge challenge it is for all of us to play and sing and to get there on time, because you're usually going to bed at the time that we have to be there.
Sometimes I don't even.
I mean, we get there at 4:35 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing I think is really impressive is one, well, it's A and B. It's see the operation of the camp out, like what an incredible job and everything that goes on in the background, and how impressive the whole staff of the Preston and Steve show is. Not the on-air talent. They're
What's the
all
hottie's name?
I think we're going to get in trouble.
We're
Marissa?
live.
Is it-
Remember, we're live.
What's wrong? It's anything bad.
I think he's talking about
So
Preston.
Kathy or Marissa?
I think,
Is that
no,
what
I
you're
think he's talking about Preston. The
doing?
hottest.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually.
No, Steve's hot
He's like-
too.
Yeah,
he's,
there's
he's a Steve fan. He's Team Steve.
Now, what's your name?
There's Marissa,
Marissa and Kathy.
Like the main.
Kathy,
Who's the main one?
Kathy
Romano.
Oh yeah, that's her,
Westchester University grad.
Yes.
Yes, communications department. We were both talked about that once.
Oh, excellent.
I'm sure
Okay.
you remember it, right, Kathy?
I totally do.
Remember that guy that was at the camp out?
He was at that
He
thing.
talked to
Hey,
you.
Molly.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
But
What's Cantwell up there? Leanne
for
said
God.
Cantwell.
What?
Is that what it
Matt,
says?
Matt, shut the TV off.
Yeah,
Just
your
kidding.
wife.
He's too
No,
distracted.
you're okay. You can. No, you can put it back on. I
She
mean, we
always
gotta keep.
digging like Matt
if-
Cantwell. or something.
What?
If he doesn't
Cantwell,
talk
what
about
are you
that, he'll talk
talking
about something
She put-
unrelated anyway.
Leanne,
Matt,
your
put-
wife.
Put the thing back.
Can you understand that this
Where
is going to
does
be a
it say Cantwell?
It just
That's
says
right.
Cantwell. Where is she?
It says you guys look.
Nah, there's one somewhere else. Leanne, did you say Cantwell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might have been something we were
Yeah, what-
talking about.
Oh, was that an answer for the
The
trivia?
original
let's-
members of the band.
Dennis,
All right.
that's not Leanne.
Forget
Monica,
I said that.
Monica, get his pills.
I love Leanne. Hey, I love Leanne. Don't
Oh my goodness.
she knows that.
But I did want to say how great the staff is there. I mean, people ask, is the President Steve crew as nice as they sound
Oh,
there?
totally
And they're
cool.
even nicer. They're
The only guy I didn't like
Oh, jeez.
and
Here
I
we
liked
go.
him a
Now we're
little
not
bit
going to be
before
at the
I
camp out.
was Bolaris.
Oh, jeez.
You can cut that out if you want.
No,
Me.
you can leave it on.
We're live. Don't you understand the
Well,
concept?
yeah. Well,
Don't you understand the concept of live?
Tony's playing
I tell the truth, Gabby.
But so, if you remember, 2009 was our first year, and we've seen a lot of notable guests and met
Rob
a lot of
Hyman,
notable.
loved Gabby. No, Eric Bazillion.
Bazillion. It's the first year Eric Bazillion and Rob Hyman played on our stage. They didn't play with us, but yeah, they were great.
M. Night was one year. They had him.
Bazillion came up to Gabby after he sang 25 or 6 to 40. He was like, "Did you really sing that?"
Oh, that's because
Nah,
it's
I let
Gabby.
somebody else. Yeah, it was, he loved it. Yeah. What'd you say? You played with the Hooters?
You know what, Tony? So that was Tony DeSantis saying he played with the Hooters.
Yes.
Tony, after this gig where we played, I emailed the Hooters management, and because one of the Hooters said they had a chart for day by day, like a horn chart.
Oh, yeah.
And I emailed them like, next time you're in town, we got a horn section. We'd love to play with you, and they've seen us. And I never heard from them again. I got a response. Hey, I passed your message along to
I hate the Hooters, man.
Rob and Eric.
You ever watch that show, The Middle? They
used
had
to like him.
Charlie McDermott was there. He was that was a show like my wife watches. So I was like, oh, I got to get a picture with this guy.
Yeah.
So he plays the eldest son out of the two sons. Patricia Heaton's the mom, and she has the two boys, and so that's my story.
That's great.
I love that.
Was
story.
he on there?
He was on the show. I got a picture with him.
Oh,
And I said, I got
ties in.
I said, I got to get a picture with you because my wife's a really big fan. And you went,
I was
just
riveted
your
to
wife?
that story. Ed.
Yeah.
A 5 on that story, bro.
You like that story?
Yes.
But so Buzz M. Night, Zach Ertz as a rookie was
Oh, yeah,
we were there
Ertz.
with him.
You had
Yeah.
a bunch of Eagles guys, right?
Yeah, we keep getting.
And you know who I hated?
Go ahead.
Lane Johnson.
How do you hate Lane Johnson? I don't remember.
He didn't even acknowledge that we played the Eagles fight song. Didn't even look at us, turned around and walked out. Right, Tim. Right, Tim.
And we always seem to get really boring senators when we're there.
Coons?
Coons and Casey.
You don't like Coons because
He's
like-
boring.
all right, I'm not going to go political.
Is he not boring? Well, he's not as boring as Casey.
I like the guy.
He's not. He seemed like
Casey's
okay.
boring. Come on.
Okay.
I don't
Did they
even
have
know
the
what
mayor
you're
of
talking
Philly
about.
on?
They were senators who were in the.
You know what
Oh,
would have been a great
okay,
guest?
yeah.
Rizzo. I wish we were
Oh
around
boy.
in
Oh,
those days.
Well, he's dead. One, he's dead. But I mean, President Steve do a whole Rizzo. They have Rizzo sound bites
Are you better?
constantly.
Just
Jason
You know
Long-
what you are?
Jason-
You're a crumb.
Jason Long always
You're
quotes
a
him. He goes,
crumb.
You're a crumb bum.
Oh,
You're a
I
crumb
just
bum.
watched that too.
You're a
That's the
crumb
best.
bum. I'll
Did you
fight
guys ever
I
watch
want to
that?
fight you here.
The video of Rizzo
Let me
calling
drop
a guy a
off my
crumb bum?
dogs.
He was calling a
was a
journalist.
reporter, yeah.
Reporter, yeah.
I'll take all three of you. We'll go over there behind the wall.
But as Tony hit on,
Yes.
All
Name
right,
that
moving
thing.
right along.
we're usually.
Look, Cantwell, see it?
Oh my
Cantwell.
God! Oh my
We're
God!
back to this. Let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
All right, forget
Well,
it.
we do see the Action News crew there periodically. We play the theme from Action News. They
Right.
tend to recognize that, right?
Yeah.
Monica Malpass was the first one we played it for.
Yeah. Is she
Was it?
still around?
Yeah, that was at the Frank.
That was not
Fred's
the camp out,
Footsteps.
but I was going to let him slide with
She
that.
came up and was like, Preston was like, how about that, Monica? All right, forget it. Move on, John.
Oh my
I don't
goodness!
think that was right.
Hey, there is a
That's okay.
video on YouTube that says Chico's Vibe with the 6 ABC crew. It's not us.
It's not us.
Right.
But there is a video of
Like,
them
did those
playing
guys come
Sweet
up and
Home
play?
Alabama with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But there are also some challenges with us playing at the camp out related to where we're situated, and how we have to know to go on air,
Right.
and the line of sight that we have. Because I think the first year Dennis was behind Matt Gallagher, which meant
I was all the way on the other
and he
side.
couldn't behind Matt. He couldn't see any of the cues.
Couldn't see a thing.
Like, we're going to commercial, go, and then nothing. And Dennis going, I can't say what's going on. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
Which is the truth.
yeah. But then we've also had Preston play on drums with us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
quite a
about
few
three
times,
or
he's
four
good.
times.
He's fantastic.
The guy is really, really good.
And it's an interesting challenge for people who hear us on the radio, or they have an electric drum set.
Yes. So there's no sound.
Yeah.
Unless you
Yeah.
wearing your headphones. It's like
And still, it's like just a millisecond behind or something.
Yes.
You know, you need.
It doesn't. It feels awkward.
Yeah,
it's not what you're used to.
I hate it.
But they have.
Brian's at home.
You son of a.
Yeah. But they do it so that the noise doesn't bleed into what they're
Exactly.
they're doing.
Doesn't fill the tent.
But if you just watch that video that we did, the drum solo looked a little odd. Sounded a little odd because Brian had electric drum
Brian
set.
Farr, I thought it was great. I don't know what these guys are talking.
No, and not his playing.
We're not
Brian
talking about
Farr
this
is
playing.
fantastic.
Ringo Farr. Well, one other cool thing I think about the camp out is that, when you were there, you were playing, and we sort of know when we're on air and we're not, like leading into commercial and coming out.
Yeah.
But it's neat to see like people texting us or Facebook, like hearing us live on
Right.
the radio. That's kind of an exciting
Yeah.
moment, I think.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. And I have a real funny, quick little story.
Yeah.
So one of the time, one of the camp outs, whatever it was, we were playing, and they kept mentioning, our name on air, and then, of course, then Steve mentions of how I look.
It's one of my favorite camp out moments.
I
It
look
was
like
Preston.
a drunken
Preston said
mummer.
you
Got
look
the
like a
voice of it.
drunken mummer.
Yes. Sings like an angel.
Right.
And it looks like a drunken mummer.
I look at you.
So,
Mummer.
I'm on cloud
Which we
nine.
have
I'm
a
like, I'm
drunken
on
mummer.
I'm on the radio singing these tunes, this whole thing. And I get home, and, my wife, Leanne, is at home, and she goes, how was it? I said, oh, it was great. It was great. She goes, yeah, well, the leaves, you got to get the leaves out back. So that quickly, it was over.
You're driving home. I'm a
Brings you
star.
right back down to
I'm a
reality.
star. I'm the king of Prussia. Then you
Leanne, I'm so happy
Yeah.
you said that.
Now, Preston rightfully loves Gabby.
Autumn
Yeah.
leaves.
Autumn leaves.
For Gabby.
Place.
drift out his window.
Oh my God.
Okay. So anyway, go
Ed,
ahead.
I don't hear the girls. They just left.
Ed, do you remember the year I overslept?
Ed, give me the
Yes,
George
I do.
McFly laugh.
What's that?
Give me the George McFly laugh.
Hey, whoa, Dad, you better change that oil.
Oh my goodness.
He had no blind spot when I was driving. I saw him. Now, Biff.
All right.
All
Who's on,
right.
the judge.
So I thought the camp out would be, particularly for you, Dennis, more robust material, but I think
Wait, what?
I thought you would react more.
Leanne's
camp
response.
out.
It's my job.
Oh yes.
The
yeah.
guys told me not to shut up and all that stuff.
Told you, no. I told you to stay on topic. That's a little different.
It's not my style, John. You know how I
Okay.
It's like the Let It Be movie. They know the very point
It
that we
is.
broke up. They'll be like, it was this.
I said
it was
Polaris was a dick.
Oh,
I'm sad.
jeez.
Oh, sorry. This is live. right?
Yes. Oh my God.
My kids are in bed already, okay?
All right. All right. So,
I said
all right. Shut it.
Melissa's a hottie. Is that
Not
her name?
Melissa. Oh,
Marissa
God.
and Kathy. Okay, well
The
that
main one.
I think
It
it.
digs me too, you know.
all right.
I
So that
think-
gets us
Look
through.
at Monica. She's so sweet. Come up here again, honey.
That gets us through
Honey, come up
episode
to
number
the mic.
6.
I want you to sing for Gabby.
Is this
my
is this a
God.
reaction of the painkillers you took with the Celtic honey, or
Yeah,
I don't even
I
have
would say
painkillers yet. They gave me this stupid.
this is the cause, folks. This is what happens.
And I thank Parky every time for bringing his Celtic Mist. You guys
Okay.
drink it?
So anyway, go ahead, John. Finish.
That was episode 6 of Chico's Vibe, the Netflix series. That would probably be the lower rated one of the.
What, Celtic Mist?
No.
Series?
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Just keep going, John.
but to kind of continue that theme, one thing that we're very proud of is that we played the Golden Slumbers medley at the Camp Out for Hunger. Which is coincidentally.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Coincidentally.
Put that on him, please.
What is it? I got to put it all the way on?
Yes.
Pull it all the way down. There you
Only
go.
goes to here. What the fuck?
Perfect. Oh, Jesus. Here we go
Fix
again.
it, Gabby.
Just keep it like that.
That's perfect.
What would it be like if
Monica,
Pac-Man
they're
was
trying
a
to
real
make me
guy?
like out to be the fool, the jester. Thank you, Ed. See, Ed doesn't want to do it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So this week's song from the set list
Where's
is
Donna?
Oh my God. This was the worst idea we ever had.
My cousin.
Right now, I'm just going to say that.
Donna, it's Donna.
How about my cousin?
Okay.
Gia?
I got to put her back now. Okay.
Yeah.
I put her.
okay.
Gia, hurry up and come up and say hello. We'll never get anywhere.
I love
There she is.
Gotta go back to your
Okay.
cage now. Go back. To
All right. Thank you.
Cause I don't care what these guys say. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Right. So this week's song from the set list,
Mute
this
him.
month's song from the set list is the Golden Slumbers medley.
Yeah.
And for that, Dennis, you got to better watch out because we have the hanging judge himself.
Yes!
With us.
Gabby, give me a.
We have with
real cases, real people. Judge Bullman. The judge. Come on,
Okay.
Judge. Say some shit.
Oh my God.
Dun, dun,
Dad.
dun,
What?
Stop.
dun, 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 dun,
Everybody says shit.
dun, dun, dun.
My teachers even said it in high school.
Okay.
Whatever.
But wait, so we're talking Golden Slumbers, and we have Judge Timbers here.
I
Like, why-
love Judge
Why we
Timbers.
call him Judge Timbers is because he's actually known in the.
I
and
don't
I'm a
actually
big-
call him Judge Timbers. I just call him the judge.
he is the judge.
Right. Man, Stu Soul.
But in the Beatles community, he is
I know.
seriously known as Judge Timbers. He's got a
The
YouTube
thing
channel.
is, I'm a little upset because I never knew about it.
He has how many followers do you have on YouTube?
About 3,000.
3,000.
Holy smokes.
And he
Wait,
does.
wait, I'm counting 26.
We're 20. Oh my
26
God, we
people
went
already.
we went down 6 people in the
Yeah.
past.
Gee, I wonder why.
Just put a K behind the 26 and it's 26,000.
Oh, my
I want
goodness.
everybody to listen to the judge. After that, you can tune us out. But the
Well, we
judge-
could
Well, this
listen
is-
to the judge if you would stop
This
talking.
is the last.
just calm down, Gabby.
This is the last segment. So then we have the judge, and the judge is a Beatles. He instructs how to play Beatles to us.
Yeah.
And he's also been featured on Beatles podcasts. His songs. So that'd be a
I
great
got
guest to
something say
have.
about that, but we'll get the judge first.
Thought it'd be great. And we've done Beatles albums
At the Normandy,
at the Normandy,
with
yeah,
the judge.
with the judge. So the Golden Slumbers medley, and Tim, feel free to jump in whenever you want. Golden Slumbers
Sure.
medley. It's 3 songs. It's Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, and The End. And it appears at the end of side 2 of the Beatles Abbey Road. It's not the very end because there is one remaining song, which is,
Her Majesty.
yeah, always wanted us to do
Which
that.
He plays.
Yeah.
I've done that.
It is sometimes considered as the second part of the longer Abbey Road medley, right?
Yeah.
On side 2, beginning
Another
with,
one starts at what, Sun King, or goes through to like she came in through the bathroom
how would
window.
this started? You never give me your
You
money.
never give your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never give me your money.
Yeah.
Judge, run through the rest of the medley.
Oh, you can put me on the
Mean
spot.
Mr. Mustard, Pal.
Well, I think
Jam.
Sun King's in there. So you never give your money,
Yeah.
Sun
I
King.
thought Sun King was the first song in the medley.
No, it's because comes before You Never Give Me Your Money.
Yeah, but I thought that was a single, and then I forget it.
Okay.
What do you think, Judge?
Well,
It's a
yeah,
question.
Go ahead.
I don't
Well, I
even
mean,
know. No,
I'll
I
just say
think-
if you want.
what are the songs in the
go ahead.
medley?
Sorry. Well, you got Polythene Pam, Me, Mr. Mustard. She came in through the bathroom window.
Yeah.
Came in through
and
the.
so
What
there's-
version do you like better, the Beatles or Joe Cocker?
She came in through the bathroom
Yeah.
window.
I'm gonna have to go with the Beatles, but Joe Cocker does a great version.
He does, yeah.
he does.
So the famous story about the writing of Golden Slumbers is that McCartney saw sheet music on a piano, I think at his sister's house.
His dad's house.
His dad's
he
house.
was
Okay,
li-
right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a little background.
Yeah.
You know, Paul McCartney spoke about it many times, but he was at his father's house, who was a musician, and sat down on the piano, and there was sheet music out, and it was a poem. I think it was called Cradle Song, something like that. It was written like Shakespeare times, like 1600s, which was set to music in the 1800s. I forget the composer, but that sheet music was on the piano. You might know Paul McCartney doesn't read music, so he can only read the lyrics. So he liked the lyrics, which he kept pretty much intact. He only made a couple of changes. So the actual lyrics of Golden Slumbers, again, were written probably in the 1600s. But Paul wrote his own music, which we're very happy he did.
Yeah.
Wait, the actual lyrics are from 1600? Like,
Yes, they're like Shakespearean time. It
Wow.
wasn't Shakespeare, but it was that
Yeah,
time.
almost exactly.
Yeah, he changed a couple of words. It's almost exact, and the copyright had expired over those years, so he could do that.
Interesting.
Didn't give credit, but it's pure Paul McCartney song. And to me, I think it's one of Paul McCartney's best vocal performances. It's just absolutely incredible. And when Abbey Road, the deluxe version, came out, you can hear like the early versions of it, like take 1 and 2, and Paul's voice. It even sounds better on the early versions, which is hard to believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's just incredible. I mean, I'll ask a couple of trivia questions to the astute
Do it.
musicians.
I don't know
So,
if that was part of the script.
Well, you
That's
put me on
okay.
the spot with your
Yeah,
quiz,
well,
though.
that's
You
why
might
you're
know.
here.
So we'll ask what instruments were played by the Beatles on the song. So I'll
Ooh.
just ask you,
Do you want me
George
to-
Harrison first. What did George play on the Golden
I
Slumbers?
mean, I know.
Of course,
I
he
like this guy.
played bass.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
played bass.
Ding, ding, we did.
He got it. How about John Lennon?
He wasn't on it.
Les, holy moly, he's
All right,
with us.
They got it. Yeah, John had been in that car accident, so he is not on.
He's not on
that.
Golden Slumbers.
Right.
Golden Slumbers and carry that weight. Obviously, in the end, in the guitar stuff, which they added later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They recorded Golden
Three
Slumbers and
guitars
carry
on
that
it,
weight
right?
together.
And who plays
Well, that's the
the
end.
3 solos?
That's the last
they're-
song called The End.
Right.
McCartney,
I'll let,
Harrison, and Lennon.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think.
But who plays what?
Well, Lennon
So
I
had
know
to
it's
sing.
that
Lennon's-
it's that order. It's McCartney, Harrison, Lennon.
Lennon,
It's
McCartney,
three
Harrison,
three bars of 2 3 times each.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, right.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
because the sounds are different
Yes.
too at each little section. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to just mention, just to, how incredibly long-standing that song was, as most Beatles songs, is Paul, in his most recent concert at Glastonbury, he still finishes the show with Golden Slumbers. That's still
really?
his finale song.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
it stood the test of time, as they
Yeah.
say.
And intriguingly,
I mean,
Chico's
almost
Vibe
all
sounds
their
better.
songs have
That's
it.
right. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, the way they were recording, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Golden Slumbers and Carry That Weight were the basic tracks were recorded
right.
at the
They
same
were together.
time.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
And then so the last part, the end, the oh yeah, all right. That was separate. It's kind of interesting because it has solos by all 4 Beatles. So it's uniquely a Ringo drum solo, which is unusual.
His only.
Yeah. And I get the impression they tricked Ringo into doing that. If you hear some of the outtakes, like there's other things going on when he's playing, but they cut
Apparently,
him
he
out.
didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do a solo. I think they talked him into it. But
And I read this on Wikipedia. He based the idea on the drum solo from Inagata Davida.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got it to be.
Yeah. But another odd fact about the song, this is a Wikipedia fact, that there was a medley of Golden Slumbers Carry That Weight that was released as a single by an Apple group called White Trash. A week
Love that band.
a week prior to the release of Abbey Road. So I don't know how it's you can listen to it on YouTube. White Trash, Golden,
Okay.
Golden Slumbers. It's very similar, except it's not the Beatles. And it's not George Martin
The
producing.
Monica.
and put water
You know,
in it.
my favorite little part in that song, but
Fill it with water.
it's kind of like George Harrison when he plays that little lick at the end of
Yeah.
boo doo doo boo boo doo doo doo. I'm just like,
It just sits, and then George Martin's arrangement sitting on top of that. It's just so incredible.
So great.
You know, I think the other thing we were talking about the song is you think, and a lot of people say Paul wrote that about the breakup of the Beatles. He knew this was the end, and you know, once there was a way to get back homeward. Right. But again, as we said, the lyrics were already written hundreds of years earlier.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, maybe he was inspired by that and thought about, you know, the band breaking up and what that meant. But he didn't write the words.
Yeah.
So
I mean, maybe carry that weight a little bit because it, you know, and then it also harkens back to "You Never Give Me Your Money" in the song. So that it goes, but that's right.
Is that what he said?
Yes, and Let It Be. Yeah.
But Chico's Vibe, I mean, what an incredible version you guys do. It's just, you know, that I'm so glad that's your highest rated video, and whenever you play it, it's
better
just
than the
amazing.
Beatles, but you know,
A little
bit.
I think that was Ed Mount's idea that we do that medley.
I know
right?
it was inspired by a video by the Fab Four.
Fab Four.
They did a whole
got
long
my drink, Monica.
They did a whole long video of the medley, and then we first did it at Rose Tree, 2011, and
the one we did the Thriller dance in.
we did that during the, yes. Yes, we're cutting edge. But yeah, I mean, so it's been pretty popular ever since. It got us, like you said, got us on. You know, we got to play it live on President Steve, and it's been an exciting journey for us. I think we only play it at certain. We don't play it at weddings that much. It's an outdoor.
Well, it's been requested a couple times at weddings though.
But it's an outdoor concert. Venue thing. But
definitely.
But good stuff. That's this month's song from the set list. So to close it up tonight, I want to bring in our in-studio podcast guest. Did we lose Sue? Oh, Sue's still here too. Sue, I'm sorry, I completely forgot.
How is Sue?
Christ, Buddy, how can you forget about me? That's
sorry.
terrible. You already said you're my favorite. You're my favorite.
It's been a little bit of a
We're not gonna
challenge.
talk about the judges podcast.
No. The judges.
Oh, I know. The sun went down finally here in Aruba. Yeah.
The judge's primary vehicle is his YouTube channel, Judge Timbers. But we're gonna close it out. Usually, when we end the podcast, it is
I'm not ready to quit.
We got to wrap it up. We're starting to. So usually when we close the podcast, we have each of us talk about a song that we don't do, but that we would like to do. So what instead of us doing that on the podcast, I'm going to ask all our guests to pick a song that you're not sure that we do, but you would like us to do. So the first person to go to is Sue. Pick a song.
I mean, come on, Baldy. Really?
Yes.
You know what I'm going to say.
No. Don't say
it. Say it.
We already do.
I don't even have to say it. I just have to point.
Yes.
It's totally obvious. Baldy, you sang the best Nothing But a Good Time and Every Rose Has Its Thorn at our wedding.
Thank you, Sue.
It was actually better than Bret Michaels.
Wow.
It should be sang at every performance. However, for Dennis's sake, I will say that you should play Highway Star.
I don't even know that song. Highway Star.
Oh, Dennis knows it.
Highway Star by Poison.
No.
That's a Deep Purple song.
Deep Purple.
I don't know. It's a Poison song.
I did not say that. Oh, look, he yelled.
My fault.
He yells
It's my
right at
fault.
me.
It's my fault.
If you ever say Poison again does Highway Star.
No, that was me, Dennis. Next. Monica is up next. What song do you want to hear us play? Monica said Cantina Band. Said Cantina Band from Star Wars. Judge Timbers, what song do you want to hear us?
I'm going to give you two, but same artist, same album. I hope you guys haven't done these so far. First one, both from Billy Joel. Stiletto.
I'd
love
a great
to hear
song.
that. I'd love to hear Ed Mount start that. Gabby on the piano and Dennis singing those
Mark
lyrics. I just can hear you guys. I assume you haven't played it. I've never heard it.
I don't even know it.
That's a rare one.
Yeah. And the other one from 52nd Street, more a full band, half a mile
away. What a
you
great
guys
song.
would be great. I mean, that would just be amazing for Chico's
love that
vibe. So
tune.
those are my 2 requests.
Awesome.
Thank
Donna
you.
Kelly,
I'm
what's up?
mixing both of them. Sorry, Judge.
So mine, I don't remember the name of the band, but Mama Don't Dance.
Oh,
That's Poison. That's Poison. Good job, Donna. Good job, Donna. Yeah.
It's actually Loggins and Messina.
Same thing. It's the same thing.
Your mama don't dance.
Same thing.
Loggins
Same
and Messina.
Same thing.
Wait, in this.
Then my second one, though, I have
And
two.
don't
Two,
tell me
wait.
the top loaders.
No, hold on.
Top
Donna
loader.
Kelly's ready
Yes.
to go, Dennis.
So
Hold
my
on.
second one features horns, big time, but it's a duet, not with me.
Uh-oh.
With Van Morrison and Michael Bublé, Still Gone.
Out of here.
I don't think I know it. Kev, you know it?
I do.
Played it for him.
Her daughter
Oh.
sent it to me a couple times.
Excellent.
Good song.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
Gia.
listen, Baldy,
What?
I have a good one. I want to hear
God.
Adam Ant. Adam Ant's got a lot of horns.
I know what she's
Don't
gonna
drink,
say.
don't smoke.
Don't-
What do you
One,
do?
two,
Love it.
three,
Love it.
four.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So
Go ahead, Cuz.
We got cards,
you might
Gia.
know what I'm gonna say, but one of my favorite songs is always Stevie Wonder. But I think you guys already sing that, and I think you should really reinvent the Big Bamboo for Chico's.
Woo!
You guys know
Hey, wait, Gia, come back. Do you know that
He likes the big bamboo.
I asked my lover, what can I do?
Do you remember? Do you know that you were discussed on one of our podcasts?
And then she just listens
I have
to it.
heard that I have been discussed.
Yes, as your time as a John Hoey T-shirt girl.
Oh.
I remember those times.
You owe him a
well.
quarter.
Do you
Cuz.
remember? Yeah, you've denied this to me before. Do you remember getting into a fight with the woman about change over the T-shirt?
Yes.
Do you remember what you said?
Stop. We're not.
That was the.
However, there was another song now that you mentioned.
Oh no!
She said, "I'm a doctor,
no,
bitch."
Sweatbox.
Wait, what?
Ah, the sweat.
The
box.
man put
Oh.
Hoey in the box.
Mike McCarthy's tune.
Sweathawks from Welcome Back, Kotter.
That's
Hoey
right.
keep. What was it?
The Sweatbox.
The man keep
Sweat
Hoey
box.
in the
Sweat box.
The
All
man
right,
keeping Hoey in.
ladies and gentlemen,
That was the infamous weekend in
that gets us.
Margie's house.
Yes,
No names, please.
that gets us to
The
the
height.
Yes, John Yadish, I'm with you.
end
I'm
of
with
our
John
1
Yadish.
year anniversary
Wait a minute. Wait.
of the Vibe
I
Cast.
should have mentioned the podcast.
I
and
did.
how to
You
get
did
to
that
it.
already.
We
How
did
to
that.
get to it.
You were too worried
No,
about
it's-
your
it-
cup getting refilled. I already
We're
passed that by.
we're directing people to the Judge Timbers YouTube page.
Yes.
He's got 3,000
Oh, really?
followers.
We could
He
just
will
go to
welcome.
the YouTube page.
Yeah, Judge Timbers.
Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead,
All
John.
right.
Go there. That gets us to the end
Yes.
of the 1 year anniversary,
All
season
right.
2, episode 1
Thank
of
you,
the
Sue.
Vibecast. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank Casey
Yeah.
for joining us.
Yes.
One more.
Have,
love
have
train,
a
Tony,
good
come
night,
through.
and we'll see you next month. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, that was fun.